In this video, I will show you how to build and deploy a chatbot that's been trained on your documents or a document. We will use Google's VertexAI agent builder to build this chatbot. All right, so let me show you a working example of what this looks like and how it works. So on my personal website, I have this little chatbot here that's been trained on roughly 20-page document related to machine learning. So I have a question that I already asked earlier. I'm going to ask what is reinforcement learning, and it's going to go grab that answer from the article that I provided, and here it's pointing to the article. In this case, I only had uploaded one article. Had I provided multiple documents, it's good to know from which article was the answer derived from. So in any case, here is the little chatbot that I built using VertexAI agent builder trained on a 20-page document, right? Now, if you are wondering, hey, listen, that's great, but what if I don't have my own personal website, or there's no way for me to put it on a website? No worries. Good old Streamlit can help here. So I built a Streamlit web app where I used a HTML component to sort of build this container, and within that container, so now I could provide the HTML code that I get from Agent Builder. So here's that same chatbot on my web app, Streamlit web app, and I'm going to ask what is unsupervised learning, and it's going to go retrieve the answer from the article, and there you go, it works. So later I'll unpack all of this for you. We're going to build a chatbot together. So this is something I already have built. All right, so a couple of things on your end. If you're looking to also build your own chatbot using VertexAI agent builder and deploy it, you need to have a couple of things. One, if you don't already have it, you need to have a Google Cloud account. Just go Google Cloud Console, something like this should show up, and open up a Google Cloud account. If you're going to be new to them, if you don't have an account and you're opening a new one, you get a $300 free trial for 90 days. And then second thing that on your end that's going to be required once you have signed up and you have your own Google Cloud account, you need to create a project within your Google Cloud Console. Just Google how to set up a project in Google Cloud Console. It's going to show you how to do it step by step, basically, and it takes a few minutes. Trust me. All right. So before I get going into this and tell you exactly build a chatbot and show you how to build a chatbot and how to deploy it, etc. If you find this rest of the video useful, helpful, and/or interesting, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. Thank you. All right, so let's go to my console here. Here's my project. Okay, once you have created your project, wherever you named it, you would see it here. So I'm in this project here. Two APIs you're going to need to enable in order for you to build a chatbot using VertexAI agent builder. First is a Dialogflow API that you need to enable. So this guy right here. In my case, I already have this. So it says manage, right? If you're doing this for the first time, you would actually see a enable API. You would click that and enable it. The second API that you need to enable is you just search in this console while you're in the console in the search bar, search for VertexAI search and conversation right there. Okay, that's what you would then click on, and it would take you to a portal where you need to enable that API. So now you got two APIs that you have enabled that you will need: Dialogflow and VertexAI search and conversation. Once you've done both of this, you head over to Vertex Agent Builder. In the search bar, you would type in Agent Builder, and if you clicked on it, this is where it would bring you, Agent Builder. This is where we actually create the app, etc. This right here, I already have this one chatbot. That's the one I just demonstrated to you on my website and on the Streamlit app. We're going to build a brand new chatbot together. So before we build that, we need to make sure we have the documents that we are going to train the bot on, right? So I'm going to show you how I do it. So Google Cloud Storage. I'm going to go to Google Cloud Storage, and I'm going to create a new bucket, basically creating a new folder. And we're going to call it YouTube Demo Chatbot. And for the most part, I'm just going to go with the defaults here. So I'm going to continue, and it's going to show you location types. I'm just going to go with the default selections here. Please go ahead and explore what the other options are. Perhaps they may be more applicable to you, so always do that. Again, I'm just going to go with like whatever it's defaulting to. You should take some time, which I already have done, to understand what the different options are. Continue and create. So now it's creating the bucket or the folder for me, and then now I'm going to in this new folder that I created, bucket, we're going to upload a document that we want to train. And I'm just going to randomly take one of the articles here. So I uploaded this PDF file. And basically, it's a publicly available document. It's a quarterly earnings call script from Citibank. So there you go. We created a folder and uploaded a file into it, back to Agent Builder. Okay. So before, again, we start to actually build the app, we'll go to data stores. So data store is part of the Agent Builder. So so that's where data store holds the data, right? And so now we got to provide the data store the data we're going to need to actually build the Agent Builder with. So we're going to say create data store, and this is where it comes in handy that in our cloud storage, we had already uploaded a file that we're going to now bring to the data store in the Agent Builder to build our agent on. So I'm going to say from the cloud storage, let me bring in my data. So here, again, take the time to understand what are the different options that you have in terms of importing. We have a PDF file, unstructured document. It could have been an HTML, etc. Okay, I can upload URLs, etc. So, frequency, I'm going to do one time. Again, check out the options. So I'm going to provide the folder. Well, it's basically this guy here, the bucket, the folder, and now the file is in this bucket. And it's this guy right here. Select, done, continue. Okay, we got to name the data store name. We got to provide it a name. In this data store, we're going to create this new store. I don't know. We'll just call it something here. Earnings call script, something like that. And then now let me show you something. I'm not going to do this, but again, you should explore all the options here. I'm going to take a few seconds. Document processing options. So they're different. Again, I would click on this. I've already done all this. I've read all this. You should understand the difference between digital parser, OCR, layout parser. It gives you exception for a file format, but document chunking here. You can change document chunking after creating the data store, enable advanced chunking configuration, blah, blah, blah. You can put in custom number if it does 500 by default. I'm not going to do any of this. So I'm going to go with all the defaults here. But again, take some time to understand the different options because they may be applicable for your use case. Create. So now it's going to create this data store earnings call script. Okay, so we have data store. This is where our file is. If I had multiple files, it would have, this data store would have multiple files. So now that we have done this, we're going to go back to data store, which we're already in, earnings call script. Let me just make sure. Okay, all right, so we're good. It's all there. All right, so now we will go to apps. And now we're going to create a new app. When we do that, it gives us a few options here in terms of what type of app. we're going to create a chatbot here. So we're going to select that. But again, look at the different options here. Maybe you might want to consider those things in the future. So I'm going to select chat. It's asking, this is my own personal account. I'm not doing this on behalf of any company. This is me personally doing all these things. And so, I'm just going to come up with some name here. 1, 2, 3, company name, our agent name. So this is the bot name, agent name. What are we going to call it? I don't know, earnings script bot. All right, and again, go through all these options, etc. I'm just going to go with defaults. Now we're going to click on this earnings call script, and we're going to create it. So in creating the app, we selected what type configuration, now the data. So we're going to create this agent using that data, okay, in that data store. Takes a couple of seconds here. All right. And so all good, done. We'll go back to apps, and we should see this new app that we just created based on that data store that houses that document that I uploaded into Google Cloud Storage. And here it is, earnings script bot. So let's click on it, and when we click on this, it's going to take us to Dialogflow CX console. So now that we are here in the Dialogflow console, and we got here from clicking on the earnings script bot, we're coming here because now that we have built this bot, we still need to test it. We should always test this agent that we built. So let's give that a try. Sometimes this can take a while for the agent to be ready, depending on the size of the documents and or the document. In our case, it's a fairly small document, so it usually doesn't take more than a couple of minutes. So what is this article about? This way I'll know whether it's been yeah, so the agent has been trained on that short little article here, so it does work. Okay, and so I'm just doing this for demonstration. So obviously you would want to really test it and make sure the answers are making sense. So I will ask one more question. What is said or highlighted about the economy? Something like that. All right. Yeah, so yeah, there's the answer. And so now that we have tested the agent, and I'm saying, hey, I'm good with it, good enough. I want to now publish it, publish this agent. And so we will just come here and say, publish, unauthenticated API, all this stuff, enable this unauthenticated API. Here is the HTML code. So we're going to need this no matter wherever we're going to deploy this to, whether on our website, in the Streamlit app, etc. We're going to need this HTML code to actually publish our chatbot on a website or in your web app. I'm going to copy it. Done. All right. So there are two ways, there's multiple ways you can probably deploy this. One of the ways, I know how to do it, I would do it personally, is on my own website. The way this is my own website, I use WordPress. If you use WordPress as well, I mean, honestly, it's a matter of creating a new post, and in that post, you can basically, post is going to create a blog article. You would insert a custom HTML block and paste that HTML code in it, and off you go. However, for many of you, you're not going to have your own website to be able to deploy this to. So we're going to use a Streamlit app. Okay, so here I'm going to paste this code in this code demo VertexAI, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to show you. how it works. So I'll unpack that code in a few seconds here. So this is this little light blue container is an HTML component within our Streamlit app, and I needed to have that HTML component so that I can actually invoke this chatbot that we built, earning script bot, right? So what is this article about? Yeah, there you go. It works, okay? And in the code here, so this little guy right here, I'm going to leave a link for this and everything else I've been showing you, a link in the description below, but a link to my GitHub repo that's going to have this code. This little piece of the code is me putting it in to create that container, the light blue container. I put in a little header for you, custom chatbot. Here's some copy. You can add whatever you want to, and this came from the agent builder. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to, one good habit to have or practice is if you have HTML codes, you can go to a website like codepen.io, and I'll leave a link for this as well. And this is a place where you can come and test your HTML or JS or CSS. So here we go. This is the HTML that we got from the agent builder, and I'd already asked a bunch of these questions here, so it's right there. So, but what I want to show you is like while we are in here, so this is a bubble right now. So and that's the default. So the chatbot shows up as a bubble here, so it pops up, and you can close it out. But if you don't want to do that, you want to actually just have it hanging out there as a side panel, you just take this guy out, and now you're going to have a side panel show up here. Okay. What else? You can change the title, because this doesn't make much sense, but like you can name it to whatever you want. Select this, and we could call it obvious bot, and it should show up here, obvious bot. And let's say you had a bubble. I'll show you one other thing that might be of use here. So we're going to add the bubble back here. So it should be a bubble again. And it's pretty even by extending this, I can't see the whole thing. So you can control the height. And the way to do that is we would just come in here, messenger chat bubble, right after here. We have the title. Now we're going to provide this chat height equals, I don't know, maybe 350. I think defaults something like 500. So now if I do that, see, it's I can see more of it. Actually, it's the whole thing. There we go. Okay, so a few different things that I showed you. I will leave a link to the documentation where you can actually learn about other ways to customize your chatbot. All right, I'm going to come back here to the dialog flow, and I'm going to show you. We published it, but let me show you a few other things that you could do here. Go to agent settings. I'm not going to do any of this, but you could enable conversation history so that you're going to be able to see the conversation history, whatever I had asked and all that stuff. I'm not doing any of it, but I'm just telling you, you should come to the settings, check out all these things for yourselves. I'm not going to do that. Speech and IVR, perhaps, text to speech. You can enable all these kind of things, and all right. Discard. I don't know. I don't think I changed anything. But here, in the other also, so go to agent settings, check all those things out. You might want to actually do that. Manage. If I had turned on my conversation history, I would see that history here, etc. There's an element for analytics. You can see the analytics behind your chatbot. A bunch of other things you can do here. Okay, Where is it? You can do some all these different integrations. CX phone gateway, and now obviously I'm not going to do this, but if I wanted to actually set up a phone number so that a customer can call that phone number and chat with this bot that we created. So, all right, all kind of stuff here. Agent settings and then manage here. All right, folks, I would urge you to play around with these things and learn more about the agent builder's capabilities by exploring. Hopefully I've given you enough here to at least get going, build a chatbot, deploy it on your Streamlit as a Streamlit app, right? And how to even do that. I gave you a starter code here. Just play. You can play around with the height. That's what controls how big this guy is. It's 650. If I made it 500, probably stops here, etc. Right? Different ways to customize this. So hopefully you found this useful, helpful, and/or interesting. And if so, please consider subscribing to my channel and liking this video. I thank you very much. Until next time.